I should die on a foreign land and be buried so far, far away, that's very optimistic. Again, it's interesting because if you go to another country, if you move to another country for good, do you think, I'm going to die somewhere far away from my home? Do you think about it when you move?
No.
But he
It stops you.
but he understands it's forever. So
In the morning I wouldn't
he will
start
die.
his journey.
Sometimes he will die. And
Yeah, and anything can happen actually.
Yeah, do you like thinking, maybe I will die before supper? There's always
really,
a spare
but-
brick waiting for someone. There's always a stray piano waiting for someone. Who knows? I might not live to supper. I might not see tomorrow. Any time, any day. Do you like to think about it?
No.
No, not really, but he likes to think about it. Because if you're bidding farewell, you're saying goodbye to everything, then you say goodbye to your life too.
But actually it's very classical to mention death in any folk song.
Not really. Yeah.
Maybe Irish people like to think about death.
Maybe. What's the Irish funeral? What's the Irish funeral?
What is it?
Unless I'm mistaken, it's when everybody's happy and singing and dancing. Or is it the other kind of
It's another,
funeral?
it's in India.
No, it's not that.
I think it's
Something
Station.
Irish.
I think
It's
it's
an Asian.
Irish.
like celebration. It's
Like a
Like a
celebration.
drunk
it's
party?
about Africa.
They,
Or
yes,
spring
they
break.
got drunk. Got drunk and then they do not control themselves. That is the way. But it's not laughing and celebration in the Asian manner.
I think it's
Thinking about resurrection, no.
it's the reason to get drunk.
Though they Catholics and
Everything is the reason to get drunk for Irish.
You think so?
If I should die on a foreign land, so these are words which can have very different effect on different people. So some say, what does it matter where I die? I die somewhere, sometime, here, there, who cares? Yeah. And some people think, but that's not my land. It's not my place. Yeah, it's very important to be buried in your native land so that your spirit will find peace. If you're buried somewhere far away from home, then your spirit would be restless. Yeah? So is it
Yes, but
important for him?
for a young man, it's not. I would say it's not very usual to think about his funeral, where he'll be buried, and I don't think he would think about it first of all.
Maybe he feels like he's dying when he's leaving Ireland, and he thinks about death in general.
Yes,
and
but
how he
that's
might
not
die
a
there.
physical death.
Yeah. And then it leads him to think about his physical death there.
that's just disconnection with his mother and his
Yes,
childhood.
Yeah.
But actually
mental death,
it's very
changing
common
his
for poets
personality.
to think about death and where their remains are
Aren't they
buried.
human? Aren't they human? They are not.
I'm not saying they're not human, I say it's common for them, so
Okay.
even if
people
he's young,
knows?
it's
Who
normal.
knows?
People, tell me, is it important for you to be buried in your native land? Is it important for you to be buried? in your
Preferably.
Preferably. Is it not important where to die, how to die, where to be buried, and how to
Scattered
be
in
buried?
the universe.
Right now, no.
Many people have no graves at all.
Yes. So who doesn't care? Hasn't
don't
thought
care.
about it?
They don't know. I thought about it.
Never
but
thought
I
about
don't
it.
care.
If I should die on a foreign land, so we have my own native land, my own native land, my own native land, repeating.
Yeah.
Now
And here
we have,
foreign land.
Yeah, foreign land.
And nevertheless, home.
Mhm.
It's 6 for home,
Mhm.
but foreign land is there.
It is still foreign. So he goes through all these like speculations. He says, on one hand, I'm leaving my home behind. On another hand, I'll be rich and famous there. And he says like, but in the end of the end, it's still foreign, and that's still native. And it's still important. Why? No fond mother's tears will be shed over my grave on the shores of Amerikay. Creepy.
But mother's, he's young. Maybe
So, no fond mother's tears will be shed over my grave. Is it a natural
for the
situation?
for mother to be on the grave of her son.
Yeah.
So it's tragic. It's tragedy.
Yeah, it's tragic. So, every time when we have a situation when the parents die and you have a child, it can be the child kills the father, it can be the parents die, just it doesn't matter. In all fairy tales, myth, folklore stories, it means everything's going the right way, as it should, naturally. In all stories where you have the child dying, maybe it's a grown-up child, maybe he's in old age, doesn't matter, and the parents are living. Again, maybe the parent killed the son or the daughter, maybe they just died, doesn't matter. It means something's upside down, it's against the natural course. And so he says, if I die in America, it will not be natural. It's natural, it's good to die in your land, to be buried in your land. It's not natural, it's against the rules of nature to be buried somewhere across the ocean. Yeah? From mother's tears. So he had tears. So we have, in this last stanza, we have native land, foreign land. My tears are mother's tears. More tears. But why will be no tears shed over grave? Maybe because he knows he did something wrong, nobody will cry for him. Maybe he feels like he's doing something horrible.
Maybe he did something.
Yeah, he went to America looking for fame
Instead
and
of
money.
Australia, he decided to escape.
So again, do I die like an Irishman in Ireland now? Or do I die like a traitor, but rich and famous? And not really a traitor, I just went away from Ireland, or somewhere far away in Australia.
But the native Irishmen, they are very proud of their culture. And wherever they died, they tell the world about their roots, about their culture, and about their Irish roots, Irish origin. Yes, they are proud of that
Yes.
very much. About their faith and native land.
So there is this very beautiful Scottish song, the Scottish Soldier it's called. You can kind of listen to it, it's very beautiful. Scottish Soldier. And that's like, there was a soldier, a Scottish soldier, and he went far away and soldiered far away. And then he feels he is dying, and he's going to die there, far away in the foreign land. And the choir is like the chorus. But these green hills are not my hills, are not my land's hills. So in the end, he dies, but he's brought back to Scotland, and he's buried in Scotland. So it's a happy song. It's a really happy song if you listen to it. I really recommend it. It's beautiful, beautifully sung. Here we have the other situation when he feels like he's going to die in another land, foreign ground with like foreign spirits, if you will. It's all wrong, and you don't have your mother's tears, which again is strange. Why should mother be there? Maybe again it's this connection with motherland. Over my grave. So we start with this, I'm going away, tra-da-da. but we end up, and the end is a strong place because that's our last impression. That's what we leave the poem with. We talk about my death, my grave, on the shores of Amerikay. So ultimately, he connects this land with death, with grave. So he feels like he's going
For good.
He says nothing about what is going to happen to him in between.
yeah, nothing. You just come here,
About his
maybe
plan-
have a moment of fame, and then you
Yes,
die.
yes, yes.
So he he's not bothered with details. He looks at the main thing. So this second middle stanza is about like fantasy, nice, beautiful, lovely. But here he gets serious, okay, and he looks at the end of the end, which is the only meaning, the only meaningful moment. Yeah, but
This is the beginning of the new stage. Usually you have to, whether you feel desperate or spontaneous, you should imagine that end in order to free the spirit and start a new stage of your life.
no mother still
Well,
so the shadow
in fact, there are only two points in all this poem. First, he is leaving behind
Yes.
his native land, his mountains, and everything. And the second point is that he is going to die there.
Yeah.
Irrecoverably. He is never to come back in any form. And that's all. Nothing about his prospective life, his plans, what he is going to find there, what he is going to reach, or
Well, we have his fantasies. I got employment
Yes.
and fame
yes,
and
yes.
home
But,
for my
but
love.
my point is that he doesn't have any fantasies. He just thinks about his departure and his final end. Final land, burial, so what? Curtain down.
It was a joke. About
Maybe he just wants to underline how
Grave it is.
how
Yeah,
great.
yes,
No,
I
no.
agree.
I'm saying that he's leaving for good. That it's
Even when he dies, his
it's
spirit will not
irrevocable.
come
Yeah,
back.
no. He has no chance. Yes, he's leaving and he's not going back. Not in any case. Even if he's famous, fortunate, and he found true love, he's not going back in a.
Yes.
But everyone dies eventually.
I'm not
Everyone
saying
dies.
dies. I'm saying he's not coming back to Ireland, even if he has
so that
found.
he would,
Yes, yes.
Invent
And
something.
this mentioning of the death is just to underline that he's not coming back, that he's living forever.
Why should he come back?
No reason, but no reason.
I also
Mentally, deep in your heart, you may be still in Ireland. You may still be Russian, Nabokov or Brodsky, and write in Russian and
Well,
send
tell it
your.
to the author. I'm just interpreting his words.
also
It's my
wanted
idea.
to notice. I also wanted to grate. I don't know how to say grate you that you compare mother with motherland, because maybe it's such a compromise with our actor with his relationship with their native country, and it's a kind of mutual breach with them, and maybe that's why he decides to go back, not go back, go to the future, to the other place where he also can self-development. To develop.
So then another interesting moment here. Who is this, what kind of no mother will be shedding tears? Fond mother will be not shedding tears. Why is she fond? Why is she proud?
Because he's reached fame and fortune.
Yeah, because he made this transition, he reaches fame. But it's not going to happen. No formalities.
And also, Ulysses, I think he compares Irish culture to mother
Yes.
in his book, so there may be some
maybe
allusions
blending
to
culture.
Irish mentality. I'm really not in the topic.
Maybe he had very loving fond mother.
Maybe.
Maybe he, the author, just was afraid he will be alone there in the
Yeah, with just the 20 millions of other Irishmen.
No,
He just
meaning
wants to
no relations. Yeah, no friends. No.
He just wanted to say he will be alone and no
In his
nobody
last
will,
hour, yeah, that's what scares many people to die alone. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Exactly what I want
Yeah.
to say.
Anything else? If that's all for the moment, then we'll put it aside. Maybe we'll, if you think about something else, then just say it. Or else you can go to Kontakty or Shakeyburns Kontakty, and we have a topic where you can tell me your ideas. You can share your ideas if you think about something else.
Michael, what is this Irish song anonymous? Is it a folk song?
It says Irish
And
song.
also, no author.
Well, I know that it has different variations like any normal traditional song. So sometimes they speak about shores of Amerikay, sometimes they say about shores of Australia. Sometimes it's different.
But it is popular.
Oh, it's quite famous. Not extra super duper famous maybe, but yeah, quite famous. Then again, if you read it, then you see it's kind of universal. It doesn't say, I'm leaving Ireland, my land. That's all it says. It can be Ireland, can be Scotland, can be some other place. And again, the shores of Amerikay can be very easily substituted for any other shores.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as you, even if you don't need to cross the ocean or the sea, you can always sing it. I went the long way around, just to cross some oceans. Because it's emotional. Okay. Now we have like a bit of time to talk about the other poem. Not really a poem, it's a true thing. It's based on real letters, so what you read here is true, and I think even the names are all true, apparently. And to me, it's like what happened after this guy went to America.
Yeah.
So let's read it. You reading? Kilkelly. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1860. My dear and loving son John, your good friend the schoolmaster Benton McMahon so good as to write these words down. Your brothers have all gone to find work in England. The house is so empty and sad. The crop of potatoes is sorely infected, a third of a half of them bad. And your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to be married in June. Your mother says not to work on the railroad, and be sure to come on home soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1870. Dear and loving son John, hello to your missus and to your 4 children. May they grow healthy and strong. Michael has gotten a wee bit of trouble. I guess that he never will learn. Because of the darkness there's no turf to speak of, and now we have nothing to burn. And Bridget is happy, we named the child for her, and now she's got 6 of her own. You say you found work, but you don't say what kind of when you'll be coming home. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1880. Dear Michael and John, my sons, I'm sorry to give you the very sad news that your dear old mother has gone. We buried her down at the church in Kilkelly. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. And it's so good to hear that Michael's returning. With money he's sure to buy land, for the crop has been poor and the people are selling at any price that they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1890. My dear and loving son John, I guess that I must be close on to 80. It's 30 years since you're gone. Because of all the money you sent me, I'm still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house, and Bridget's daughters have